I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Say hello to my little friend. It's a man, baby. Fuck you, retard.
Oh, behave. Yeah. Why so serious?
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
I am Iron Man.
I love it when a plan comes together.
It's the Man Show. I am Cav Manning, and along with Mr. Billy Body.
Hello.
Oh boy, have you licked your wounds yet, or should I twist the knife a little bit more after the NFL weekend? All I've been doing is seeing shit online, and I've been enjoying every fucking minute of it. I really was shocked that you thought they would win in the first place. I mean, I understand Rodgers is a monster. As much as I hate them, obviously, I know talent, and I'm not retarded. I know when someone is fucking great, and the motherfucker is great. So it's always scary when he's involved, and no matter what the fuck's going on. You go, this fucker gonna come back. There's always something, but talk about the fucking defense not being around. They fucking threw the ball 8 fucking times. It was like, oh my God. They said, we're going to run and let you know we're going to run. It didn't even fucking matter. So over here, everybody's jerking off. And
I turned it off.
I know you texted me and said, I'm going to bed. And it was like the fucking second quarter. Is it not even or something? It was like, oh God. When it got within 14, I go, uh-oh. Because of, with Rodgers. I've seen it. Apparently, he can only be great when it's against the Bears. That's who he owns. Anyone else, it doesn't. Like, the 49ers own him. He can't beat them for some reason, which is odd. Like, Kaepernick beat the shit out of him all the time. So, over here, it's, and the poor guy. All you see is the little memes going around that was like, hey, he took his boyhood team to the Super Bowl. Shit like that. It's a lot of, hey, you took your favorite team to the fucking Super Bowl. Aren't you proud?
See, the thing is, for me, it wasn't a case of betting on Rodgers or Packers or anything that I'd seen us do all throughout the season. Mm-hmm. It was more a case of like what we saw happen a few years ago to Cam Newton and what we saw happen to Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore. Because remember, one thing I've consistently said throughout is that Baltimore won't get to the Super Bowl. And I have said it throughout. I just said there's something about this that didn't feel right. Whereas I kind of felt the same way on the other side about the 49ers. I felt it about both of them. And whereas, don't forget, I never predicted Packers would get to the Super Bowl. My Super Bowl was Saints versus Chiefs, right?
Oh, sure, from the beginning, yeah. But then later, it changed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, only once we had the home field against the what would have been against the Saints, and I felt that if we won, I felt the winner of that game would beat the 49ers anyway. But obviously that ended up being us, and it didn't happen. But I mean, the whole thing does come down to the call in Seattle, because I don't think this team would be on the road winning these games like this. I mean, they had 2 home games where they haven't even been touched. Like they've easily got through to the Super Bowl. If you were betting this and these spreads, which were both 7, you would be loving this right now. And the thing is I've seen some bets online, and the huge bets. Most people are betting the Chiefs, but the huge bets, like the experts, are betting on the 49ers. And the thing is that when you look at the 2 games that they play, this run game will move and travel to away from home now. Whereas I'm not sure what the Chiefs are going to do. I think I have a very specific way I'm going to bet the Super Bowl. And I'm going to take the the San Francisco 49ers to win the first half, and then I'm going to leave it.
Oh.
And I think maybe even the first quarter, if I'm really disciplined.
That is true, because the Kansas City comes out slow every fucking time with their fucking
and
slow
the 49ers come out fast.
Yep. Yeah.
And it just seems like
That's a good
the way
idea.
to bet. And then it seems like if I'm right about it, then I can bet the Chiefs anyway, like at a big odds. Like, because the thing is, the weird thing is that the Chiefs were 14-0 down against the Texans, and they were still favorites.
They were still favorites at that point.
Yeah, the only time they stopped it, the only time they changed was at 21-0, and then at 24-0, I bet them again. And then this week against the Titans, the Chiefs were never not favorites. Like at 10-0, they stayed favorites. Now they go 10-0 down to the 49ers, then you're going to be seeing 2-1, 3-1, like something like that. So I'm going to sit this out, because not entirely, but I am going to take San Francisco +1 in the first quarter. You're getting a 0.2. So if it's like 0-0 or 3-3 or 7-7, you win anyway, because you got the 1 point.
Yeah. That's good.
It's a really good bet.
Yeah, I think I'm totally doing that then. That's a for sure first quarter for fucking sure.
Yeah, and because they're the underdog they're like the 2-point underdogs, you get like 1 point each quarter with the 49ers.
Here's a good question. I keep hearing this on the radio, on Chicago radio, more than I don't listen to the fucking San Francisco radio, where they say, how many points would it have to be where you would think, okay, like by halftime, how many points would the 49ers have to be winning by to where you thought the game was over? And people said, I keep hearing 3 to 4 touchdowns. That's how scary fucking Kansas City is.
Well, that's the thing. The 49ers have also let everybody back in.
Yes.
Like throughout, even to the point where they let Seattle in and could have lost their number 1 seeding. Like, I mean, they were comfortably. I wouldn't have had a problem with them being the 1 seed if they just did it, the way that they looked like they were doing it. The way they would look like they were going to do it for 3 quarters of that game. But the fact is, Seattle came back on them and then should have scored at the end. The way that game played out, Seattle didn't deserve to be in it. But the fact is that when it came down to it, it's a call that's changed the NFC again. And the thing is that because it's not the fucking last seconds of the game where last year they really fucked the Saints over.
Yeah.
People aren't talking about it as much. But
what's the call you referring to anyway? I thought you were talking about the one at the 1 yard line, because I was like, well, they didn't get in. But which call are you talking about?
Oh no, they didn't get in. I know they didn't get in. I bet the pass interference.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was pass interference. That's for sure. Yeah, I remember that now, because I'm like, that's all people remember is the end of the game. So that's why I'm like, which call are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's fucking no. There's enough replays for them to know that he didn't get over the line. Even I know that. But the thing is that when you've added pass interference to stop somebody getting fucked over like the Saints did, and then they've used it poorly all year. Like even the Saints, I'm not saying that the Vikings wouldn't have scored a touchdown anyway, but the thing is that for the Saints to actually go out again on their own on a rule that was invented because of what happened to them, that was just crazy. Like, that's just 2 calls they missed.
No shit, right?
But this one is like more significant, I think, because it determined like the 1 seed. I don't know if Packers would have got beaten in that weather at home. But at the same time, I don't know if they deserve to be there anyway, because they were the worst 13-3 team I ever saw.
Yeah.
But if they're playing out fairly, they should have been the 1 seed, and then they probably would have been in the Super Bowl. But if they got to the Super Bowl,
they got handed.
I think
they're killed.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs. The weird thing is that I thought the Chiefs would win this all year, but now this Super Bowl's come around, I'm not sure if they will. I just feel like they're coming up against a team who have got all the stuff to beat them in terms of that pass rush and the run as well. The 2 things that the Chiefs are weak at, because if you stop the quarterback with that pass rush and then you're like running the ball against them, then you will get. And the thing is, they've made 2 comebacks now and I'm just wondering if they got this third one in them.
They did stop Henry though, who has been killing everybody, and he was minus a yard in the second half, I think. So I mean, if they know that's like okay, and then it's like okay, well, make Jimmy beat us because apparently nobody has faith in him, which I'm like, he's fine. Whenever he's needed to throw, it's been fine. So I don't know where people are like, oh, he's fucking shit. I'm like, I don't really see it, but that's the rap on him at this point. Like, oh, they don't trust him.
Well, I mean, I don't see why you need to force it when you're winning the game anyway by doing what you do. That's the thing. Like, if you're running, say you've run a run play, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you run like 4.5 yards on the run.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just keep handing the ball?
Never. Exactly.
I mean, I don't see the point. There's no point in changing it. Like, if you're getting stopped for two, if you're averaging like 2-3 yards,
mm-hmm.
then I would understand. But the thing is that they're always averaging like over 4 yards per run. So I mean, there's no point changing it.
It's funny.
I've not read into the quarterback thing at all.
Oh yeah, well, people here are like, I mean, they do the whole well. If it was working,
no.
then
I mean, I've read it, but
yeah.
I'm not reading. What I mean is, I'm not reading into it myself. So.
Oh yeah, because I was like, you know what? That's the difference between a good fucking coach. Because I know my shitty coach would, the run's working. No, we have to pass now, and it's like, why? Just do like the video game. If it's fucking open, just keep fucking go. Never pass then, but. People gotta fucking get cute and be like, I gotta fucking do trickery. And it's like, Jesus Christ. I think he learned from fucking up the Super Bowl. Remember, he's the one who fucked up the Super Bowl against the Patriots with Atlanta, where all they had to do is run the fucking ball. Don't get sacked. And he got sacked, got put out of the field goal range. Otherwise, the game was over. So I think he learned a fucking lesson when it came to that. And that's what the fuck happened. I'm very sad that there's one more game, though. I mean, it's going to be XFL time for me to watch. Thank God I don't need to watch it live, at least. So the girlfriend's thrilled about that because she's like, "What the fuck? It never ends." I'm like, "Well, I like football." So I'll tape that and watch it when I want to because that's doesn't you don't have a dog in a fight and you don't care about it's being spoiled. I just want to see how it goes. So. I'll be watching. Are you going to be watching some XFL? At least the first games, probably.
I'm not sure if anybody's even going to carry it. But
really?
Sorry.
Well, it's Fox TV. I mean, that's how you're watching the regular games, though, right? Or how you watch the NFL games?
On the sports channel, Sky Sports.
So that's where you guys are getting played. Because I'm like, well, the regular old channels here play it, so I'm figuring you'd be able to. Get it.
No, it doesn't matter what channels you do or where it shows with you guys. If we want the sport, we get it. Like in terms of we hardly get any baseball at all. Like we'll get it near the end. We'll get one game a week or 2 games a week that are hand picked, and then we'll get like the end of the season. But that's about it.
So what about like I was thinking today in England, they have colleges obviously in England. Do they not have college football?
You mean like college soccer or college football?
No, like American football. They don't have that there? Really? That's not one of the programs. Yeah, shit.
Well, we don't play it at all. Like I've played for sports teams throughout my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in tennis teams, cricket teams, athletics teams, football teams, soccer, I mean. And I've never touched an American football in my life.
See, that is interesting because, I mean, obviously here they're not going to have cricket at a fucking school.
The first time I felt a real ball that they play with was in the Giants club shop 2 months ago.
Really? No shit.
I didn't even touch the ball. I didn't know what it felt like.
It's pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, it's fucking large.
I've got and I have American footballs that I've bought from the London games, but they're replicas. They're mini. They're mini replicas.
Oh, they're smaller sized. Yeah.
Yeah, I obviously knew it wasn't the exact size, but I was surprised by like the weight of the ball and everything. But yeah, like they sell like the real NFL ball in the Giant shop, and it's like $75. I think.
Oh, it's actually $100. I was actually trying to buy one the other day because I have footballs, but they're not like the official. Like I want the fucking official. Every once in a while, I'll get one. And
maybe it's cheap. Maybe it's just cheaper. Well, maybe it's cheaper in a Giants shop because they've had such a terrible season. But,
Yeah, I figured it'd even be more there, but I was gonna get the one that had 100 on it, shit like that. But I'm always like, fuck it
what
for
do they do with
$100.
what do they do with that shop all year round? By the way, it doesn't stay open.
It does, as far as I know, because I know the Bears one does. It's in the stadium. It's like under the stadium, and they're open all year round. So I mean,
Well, doesn't MetLife do other events now all year?
Sure.
And you can just close that shop down.
I think it's a lot of tourism for sure would go and be like, oh, I'm going to get the Giants something. So they go to the stadium and there's going to be, it's open. I mean, I know for Chicago, but where the Giants stadium is it in the middle of nothing though? Because like the Bears one is like downtown Chicago. So you could just walk to see the stadium.
It's in Jersey. It's in New Jersey.
Yeah, but is there like nothing around it?
Well, actually, like...
Because you don't have a city
building-
there,
Well, no, they're building all the stuff around it. So that's where the Nickelodeon theme park is across the road. It's all called... It's in a city called...
Meadowlands?
A town called... Meadowlands, East Rutherford, right?
Yeah.
So across the road from that, they got the Nickelodeon theme park, the indoor park, which I went to, which has also got a water park inside it, and it's a shopping center as well. So those two things are going to interlink directly to each other because they're across the road from each other. So there will be a some sort of a subway for you guys is a train, right?
No, Subway is a subway. You mean over in California?
Okay, subway for us is a way to cross the road without crossing the road. So basically,
Oh, really?
A subway for us means you walk
Under the ground
road.
walk. Yeah, it's a train for us. Yeah.
So basically, they're going to have a way to like either a bridge or an underground bridge, I guess is what you'd call it in American terms. A way to get across from the shopping center and the mall to the stadium. Not that they would probably relate to each other in any way, I guess, but yeah,
it's to bring people to buy shit. That's pretty much everything. And Eli's retiring, I believe, Friday. They said.
Yeah, I just read that today on Twitter. So
he'll be fucking done. I'm very interested to see where everyone's going to go. I'm really looking forward to the offseason because there's a lot of quarterbacks. I'm like, I want to see where fucking everyone goes. I actually heard, you ready for this rumor? Another place, someone said, keep an eye on for Brady to go to. You want to take a wild guess of where? It's crazy.
Chargers.
No, that's been said. This one is someone I've never heard. You've probably never heard it either. It is the Dolphins. And I'm like,
why would he go to the Dolphins?
Exactly. I go, what the fuck? And the guy goes, all right, here's the fucking reasons. First of all, his wife. She's going to tell him where he's fucking going, which aggravates me to fucking no end because I'm like, because they go, perfect for him would be Indianapolis. But that wife is not going to live in Indianapolis. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. This is his career. He's got like 2 years left. You can't go to fucking Indianapolis and then the rest of your life live where you want to go? God forbid. So they're like, we're modeling and all that bullshit. Fucking Miami is a good fucking place to go. And it would be his own division still, which is a good fuck you.
She still models at her age.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know if it's fucking specialty or what. But then it's you don't have to win immediately. And it's a former Patriots coach who's their coach now.
I think he's got 2 years left, and he's going to want to win immediately. I think
that's what I think. You got to win now. Yeah. You got no time. He ain't gonna go fucking try to go to rebuild, even though they have 1 million draft picks, which means in the NFL tomorrow you'd be good again. So I mean, look at the 49ers. They were fucking second pick last year, not in the Super Bowl. So, but I'm like, that'd be crazy. And I'm like, if it's because of his fucking wife, because now the Raiders are fucking jerking off to him, because it's like that's Vegas. That's another fucking town to go to. And why the fuck? I mean, of all things, why the Chargers, though, too? They're not, like, ready to fucking go. Rivers is fine, so what the fuck?
I honestly think he stays and they get the things that they need around him.
I mean, that is the ideal. You would think they go, you know what? We got 2 years. Let's load the fucking hell out of this. Unless he wants to
anywhere else. Can you see him?
He says it. He says he's going to go talk to everybody else and see. I mean, fuck. Everybody has seemed to finish their career somewhere. Look at Favre. Did you think that was happening? And fucking Like, the only one who didn't seems to be Marino. But Montana was somewhere else. Joe Namath was somewhere else. Everybody fucking goes somewhere. So
I just can't see it with him. But like, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I would, Chicago radio always goes, "Oh, please, he's not coming here." Like they're not delusional, even though I'm like, why is that so fucking crazy of a thought? It's the perfect fucking place to go, other than the coach. That's the only issue I see. Like, the coach would have to fucking say, you know what, I'll call whatever plays you fucking like, and put his ego aside and do, okay, we're doing normal shit. Because fucking with a good defense, everyone else around, it's the quarterback who's dog shit. They would have to get another receiver and an offensive line, or a tight end and an offensive line. Tell Gronk to come help you, and then you're okay. So I'm like, but that's all. And I'm going, Chicago's a real city. That's a good place, but they talk about that wife shit. And that's one of the places, like, she wouldn't want to go because of the cold weather. The same as fucking where they are in the Boston with the cold weather. And I'm like, oh, give me a fucking break. You can't fucking survive for that fucking long in the cold. Give me a break. You got the rest of your life to fuck around. Do what he wants to do. The poor bastard. His greatest ever. Fucking let him play where he fucking wants. He's almost done. But I don't know. We'll fucking see what happens. And I mean, Rivers moved to Florida. You see that? He sold his house. He moved out to Florida, so he's pretty much done with the Chargers.
Well, I mean, he's got all those kids. So
yeah,
maybe he's
7 fucking kids.
Maybe he's going to
Miami.
Maybe he's going to Miami. Sorry.
Yeah, fuck. He should. What the hell? But I'm like, I think he kind of wants to win immediately too. He doesn't have that much longer. Why would he go to a fucking so-so? You know. But if they're on the upswing, he's got at least 5 years left. So, I mean, my cousin's like, oh, I wouldn't want Rivers. He's shit. I'm like, well, he's on a different team. Yeah, and he does throw interceptions because he's like, I'm not worried about my stats. I'm trying to fucking win the game. So if throwing a fucking bomb at the end of the game gets picked, who cares? And I respect that. So I'm like, I'd take him. And I love the people that go, I wouldn't take this or that. I go, oh, because we have a better fucking guy, right? I go, fucking anyone's fucking better than what I fucking have. I'm going to take anybody.
Well, I think it will come down to whether the Patriots can get Stafford like they want, and then I think then that will determine where Brady goes. Like, I don't know why. See, there's a lot of Patriots fans that want Winston because they think that he can.
That's crazy.
That Belichick can make him better because that he'll eliminate this thing where I'm just going to throw it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of, I mean, because a lot of his INTs are him just thinking, I can't chuck it away. I must just throw it somewhere. He's like it is very like Madden-like, but I would think that if he eliminates those mistakes, he can actually find passes and he can run and he can do all the things. But I don't know, Stafford is more similar to Brady in terms of he doesn't have that mobility and he's just kind of
and he's got a cannon like a motherfucker. The problem is he's on Detroit, which, as we know, that's one of those places that's just never going to win ever. It doesn't matter what the fuck goes on there. It's like the cursed teams. It's like Cincinnati. They'll never be fucking good. It's just always. So I think if they had Stafford, because I would love Stafford in a fucking heartbeat. I keep hearing about Carr getting traded away, and I'm like, the only thing I don't like about Carr is the fucking contract, but they don't think he's that great. Oh, he's not that great. He doesn't throw fucking bombs and this. I'm like, I like him.
Is it Tannehill doesn't have a contract, right?
He's up too. But if I was Tannehill, I'd almost be afraid to leave there.
But
like,
he's
good there.
If he stays there, then does that make Mariota available?
Oh, yeah, Mariota's up too. He's already up. So
would you take him where you are?
You know what? That is the one that I am like, I'm not thrilled to see. And people go, well, maybe change of scenery, different coach, shit like that, like Tannehill was. And I'm like,
he's the number one. He's that one of those guys. He's the number one. He's one of those number one picks. So.
Yeah, he was the first. And so you're like, but you know who I wouldn't mind? That's not a great fucking name either. Is fucking Andy Dalton. he always fucking, like, he had good years there in Cincinnati. So I'm like, I don't know if that's him or if it's the fucking horrible team he's on. So I'm like, he's very fucking capable enough to fuck. I'm like, I need accuracy. That's fucking all I need.
There's loads of decent college quarterbacks coming up this time as well.
Yeah, but then it's, I mean, fuck. That's always almost a crapshoot because who the fuck knew Mahomes? You know, I mean, sure, people could say, yeah, I mean, nobody. People would have fucking sold their soul to fucking move up to number 1 to get him if they knew. But, and also with, my team doesn't have any fucking draft picks. That's a fucking problem. They have a second round. And then into the 4th round, like they don't have first or thirds. And it's like, oh my God. So they have to like, there's so many needs they got to do, but they're going to draft a quarterback, but it'll be like in the fucking 5th round.
Well, that's the thing. So it has, this is the thing. It has been like that expert did work it out to say that the Lions, they predicted the draft picks 1 to 10, and they said that Tuivasa would go on, Lions pick, which would free up Stafford. That's where that came from.
Tua, yeah. I mean, fuck, he's gonna fall. I mean, before it was tank for Tua. That was their whole fucking thing. Like, oh, first pick's gonna get him, and now it's like, well, maybe not. You know, you don't want him because now it's gonna be, it's Joe Burrow for sure. But at the same time, they're actually shopping possibly that pick. They said, hold on, as my phone fucking rings. They said, that pick is untradeable. And everyone I hear, all experts, they go, bullshit. Everything is fucking tradable. Because if you tell me that, okay, I'll give you next year's first round, this year's first round, and also this year's second round, you're not fucking, trading back. Give me a fucking break. You need those are real valuable. This isn't a video game. It's like you of course you will for a certain amount. Hell, Mick Ditka traded for fucking Ricky Williams. Remember that? He gave his whole draft to move. He gave the whole entire draft for fucking Ricky Williams. No one ever saw it before. He goes, "I'm going fishing now." It was like, what the fuck? And he kind of like fucked the franchise. So
it's weird. Like we're doing more NFL this week than I did last week on my own.
Oh, sure. I mean, well, there's someone to talk to. It's a little fucking easier, but
yeah. Well, last week I did a man show / fight show because Conor McGregor was back, and I just did odds for the UFC card. I touched on the NFL and I touched on Royal Rumble.
I did listen to it, and you know what's funny is, yeah, I did, and because it's very interesting always to hear after something's happened. So you go, oh, let's see how close and shit like that,
Oh, I smashed the fuck out of that UFC.
Oh yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ! I go, fuck. Too bad you didn't say he fucking would win in 40 fucking seconds. Jesus Christ!
I mean with the best
all the other shit.
Like Holly Holm on points.
Oh shit! Oh, she got it on points. See, I only found out what the main event win was, and I almost bought it. Can you believe it? I go, maybe I'll watch a fight, and I almost bought it. And because I say to the girlfriend, I go, yeah, you want to watch a fight tonight? She goes, oh, yeah, it's my dream. I go, all right, forget it. I go, what the fuck? And it's not like I, even fucking know. But I'm like, I'll see Conor McGregor. And then I told her afterwards, I go, thank God I didn't buy this fucking fight. I would have been pissed. Like 40 seconds.
But you don't. The thing is like, it's weird because it's like the Tyson thing. It's like certain people, you're disappointed if they don't finish it that quick. Like, I mean, when me and Nick went to go and watch Deontay Wilder in New York, and he finished it in 1 round, that's kind of what you're going for.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see, like you were talking about a rematch with who was it, Diaz?
Diaz is the rematch.
Yeah, the Diaz. That would be good.
I was saying the Diaz rematch is winnable. The guy. The Russian that beat him and tapped him out, he doesn't want that fight. There's no way that he will ever be capable of winning that fight because the guy's a wrestler. He doesn't allow Conor McGregor to fire any punches on him. He just takes him down to the ground and just pounds him. There's no other way around that because he's just the best wrestler in the UFC, and he's been wrestling since he was like 5 years old. So I mean, and he wrestled. There's a video of him wrestling a bear at 9 years old. Like that's that guy. So I mean, there's the fight is not winnable ever. Like he doesn't, unless all of a sudden he completely rips apart his game and does like wrestling camps every single day and judo and all this other shit. The other guy has specialized in things where, you know, he is actually an ultimate fighter, as in he can do everything. Whereas McGregor, he can do it. He can do everything. Yeah, better than me and you. But like, he's not going to be able to beat this guy in the UFC because the guy's going to take him down before he can lay a glove on him, and he's just going to beat him down for the entire fight. So he can't take that fight again. But the Diaz fight sells better anyway because Diaz is not a Russian who has broken English. Like he can sell the fight. These two guys, you know, with the whole thing with like the guy like smokes weed, makes controversial comments, and he can fight. Also, like, you know, he's not known. He's never been like a great winning fighter with a high winning percentage. He's lost a lot of fights, but the thing is that he's ballsy and he can sell tickets, and both these two will sell tickets and they'll break records. And that's the thing. Like, as I said, neither one of them is a top fight. They are top fighters, but they're not the guy. Like, I don't think either one of them is capable of winning any of the belts ever again. But to go collectively, they will make the biggest fight in UFC. That's where they should go to. You'd buy it. You'd buy Diaz Conor Part 3.
Fuck, I wouldn't even. But that's the thing. I don't even fucking know about it. Like, because I don't watch it, so it's like, well, I don't fucking know. But the one that I'd be really interested in is that Khabib one, because of the fucking whole fucking history with it was fucking blood feud. You know, I mean, it was fucking.
But that's what I just spoke about it for 5 minutes. He can't win that fight, so there's no point doing it.
Yeah,
it's not a winnable fight. It's not a winnable.
You
fight
think he doesn't have a fucking chance in hell, huh?
There's no strategy you can come up with to win that fight. He's just going to get wrestled down to the ground the whole fight. So there's no point.
Yeah, I figure he'd have an ego to be like, I gotta fucking do this again, which even would be fun to watch him get fucking whooped if he did. Because I mean, my God, all that shit talking, and I remember him sitting on his fucking ass after he gave up, and the other guy flipping him off right to his face. Like, ooh. So that's the kind of shit that I fucking like. You know, I'm like, ooh, this is fucking brutal. So, well, next week we will have our Super Bowl special, where we'll go over all the prop bets. We can do all the fun stuff with the betting. That's what I like to do, and we'll get Billy's expert advice on the coin toss. What we should bet then? Don't give it away now, though, Billy. So we'll do all that stuff, and we'll go over end of the year, what we thought of different things, a couple highlights that stood out. And later on, as the year goes on, of course, we'll talk football when people are getting signed and rumors and yada yada. But we'll, of course, have all kind of sports along the fucking way as we go through. I'll educate Billy on some sports. He'll educate me on some sports as well that we both aren't 100% in, whether it be up because of American to England, you know, one of those deals. So, and then we're going to have some guests coming up after football season. A lot of whoas being on the show, and we'll ask them every filthy question under the sun, which will be fucking very fun to do. So,
yeah, it'll be fun to get into that because that's sort of like the part of the show that we had it for a couple of weeks and then we don't but it's so hard. It's like the show will get too long. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying to do a short under 1 hour podcast because I think for like downloads, as the way things are going now, the 3 hour stuff doesn't work. It happens if you've got a very niche subject of people, like when the wrestling show came out with Bruce Pritchard, where he was telling all the insider stories. You tolerated the 2-3 hours, but the thing is, long term, it's not worked. So
yeah, exactly.
And I don't think it works for anybody. I think there comes a point where it's a lot of like, just like in listening to yourself talk. And in terms of like at that point, you're just doing the show to get as many sponsors in as possible as well. So
all those commercials. So, all right. Well, check us out. We'll be back next week, and we will see you next time.